Okay, guys, this video is kinda concerning, but at the same time interesting. The title of the video is People Are Starting to Worship AI as a God by Count Dracula 2 Electric Boogaloo. What the hell is the name of this channel? Okay, this is really the name of the channel. Okay, guys, look at this. You see? Okay, this is the name of the channel, okay? So, yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's watch it.
People are using AI to talk to God. The term people is being used very loosely here. But anyway, let's get into the article. In India and around the world, worshippers are turning to purpose-built AI for religious worship and spiritual guidance. What happens
So it starts in
when
India?
the machines become our new spiritual middlemen? There was a very, very great man from history who already attempted something like this. Very, very, very great man. One of the best programmers actually to ever live, so it's kind of ironic how they're using AI. He built a machine, the God machine. But basically, the Indians are wanting to talk to the Omnissiah. That's what's happening here. Faced with the questions and challenges of modern life, Vijay Mio, a 25-year-old student who lives in Rajasthan, India, turns to God. In the past, he's consulted spiritual leaders. More recently, he asked JCavalry. JCavalry is an artificial intelligence chatbot trained on the Bhagavad Gita, the holy book of 700 verses of dialogue with the Hindu god Krishna. JCavalry looks like...
Oh my god, of course it's a pagan god. Yeah. I mean, doesn't matter what's god, to be honest on this. This is so wrong, man. This is so wrong.
Any text conversation you'd have with a friend, except the AI tells you that you're texting with a god. Now, I'm not very familiar with the Indian religion, but that's heresy, surely. Surely that's got to be offensive at some point. Like, I'll admit, like, some people...
It should be a heresy or blasphemy even against their own gods. Even their own gods. I don't understand how their gods works, but their quote-unquote gods works. But yeah. It should be even among them. I don't... Oh God, why?
People are falling in love with AIs and stuff like that, and as you know, we're in a loneliness epidemic, so that's understandable. That's not just men, by the way, it's women too. Actually, to a huge margin. I believe that women have almost overtaken men. But thinking that you're talking to God, like, nah. You can do that at home. You can do that at home. I do it in my room every night. Just there. Saves power as well, you know, doesn't require all these quantum CPUs or anything like that. Just there you are. Have a little chat with God. Off the cuff. You can do it whenever.
Yeah, it's easy. Like, you don't need to, to increase your energy, your electricity costs. Use that. Like, it's totally like it's safe for the how the woke says about this, like when they tell something is not offensive against the ambient, against the environment. I forgot. Yeah, it doesn't hurt the environment. Yes. Pray in traditional way doesn't hurt the environment. So do that, guys.
Never, as well. When I couldn't clear my banking exams, I was dejected, Mio says. But after stumbling on JCavalry, he typed in details about his inner crisis and asked for the AI's advice. Focus on your actions and let go of the worry for its fruit, JCavalry said. This, along with other guidance, left Mio feeling inspired. Now, I don't mind people using AI for a little bit of a pep talk, right?
I really wonder what else this guy feels inspired in his everyday life. Like, I'm very curious about what this guy thinks. What is his routine? Like, what kind of person does this type of stuff, you know? Aren't you guys interested in that as well? Come on.
There's a bunch of things that I use AI for, primarily fucking PC troubleshooting, because holy shit, that's the handiest thing. That by far, I don't care what anybody else says, that's the handiest thing for ChatGPT and all these other places right now, the handiest thing it's for. Because see, instead of me having to trawl through old forums from like 2007, trying to figure shit out and fix stuff, and there's someone like from 2013 going, did you ever find a fix for this? And having like see it, instead of trawling through that shit for hours and hours and hours, the AIs figure it out in seconds, and it's such a time saver. It's such a time saver, and I love it. That's the number one use. That is my number one use of AIs. Also, sometimes it's
People are really substituting like AI for, like, for example, Google search. It takes much time for you to, to type on the search bar, and I always ask the AI the answer instead of, I want to see the search, but I always ask to like a summarized answer from the search from many places that it search for, It's way better, easier to find, faster, and yeah, it helps a lot, really. Also helped me with my channel in many stuff.
It's like asking, how do I do X in a video game? Because I don't want to go trawling through all these websites and everything. I'll just ask for basic stuff. Sometimes, people use an AI for a little bit of a pep talk. Like, for example, I'm feeling a little bit down. Got any advice? And everyone, the AI will pump a few things out. And here's my advice for everybody. Lift weights, go outside. Focus on you. One thing that you have to get very used to is being alone. Right? Yeah, basically, it's okay to be alone. It's completely okay and fine to be alone. Focus on you. Focus on you. For me, it's me and my kids. That's what I focus on, mostly. But still, I'm not going to blame people for going to an AI for a little bit of a pep talk, right? That's fine. That's fine. Do what you have to do to get out of your rut. But believing that you're actually talking to God, no.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah. I agree with him. Like, I'm not against people who use AI for that.
There was a thing that happened in like every single, in pretty much every single fantasy franchise and everything. The Butlerian Jihad and Dune, Warhammer. Although to be fair, Warhammer extremely inspired by Dune, so they just kind of copied the Butlerian Jihad, and that's why they had to have servitors opening doors and stuff like that. But I mean, it's quite funny that lots of Indians are now wanting to worship the Omnissiah. The moment I understood the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me. Even from this scam's call center, ma'am, I served the Omnissiah. But anyway, it wasn't a saying I was unaware of, but at that point, I needed someone to reiterate it to me, Meal says. This reflection helped me revamp my thoughts and start preparing all over again. Since then, GPT has become something like a friend that he chats with once or twice a week. Slippery.
He's more of a companion than an actual quote-unquote god.
Slope that. But anyway, AI is shaping how we work, learn, and love. Increasingly, it's also changing how we pray. Worshippers from all the
Okay, this is the terrible part of it, but yeah. Go on.
world's major religions are experimenting with chatbots. But Hinduism, with its long tradition of welcoming physical representations of gods and deities, offers a particularly vivid laboratory for this fusion of faith and technology. As AI touches every aspect of the human experience, India may offer a glimpse of what it will mean to interact with the divine through our newly talkative machines. Well, here's the little problem that I have with that, is no, the AI is not God. The AI is not God, and the problem is...
I don't even know why we are talking about that. Like, it's very simple to understand that AI is not God. But our society has declined so much. The world is so freaking much insane that I would say that horrible flagged phrase that says, not surprise me anymore. But this right here is just a new to me. Like, it's already surprised me negatively once more. Each new day, things still keep getting weirder and worser. Like, where's the limit of it? Where's the limit? come on, I'm so new and I saw so much shit already. I wonder how much I will see in my life yet. But I don't want to see, to be honest. I really wanted things to, to not be the way they are. But yeah, I think I will never see that.
As we saw with ChatGPT when it comes to certain historical events and statistics and stuff like that, is AI can be corrupted. God cannot. Basically, if you're talking to God, you're getting God. Right, that's it. But chatbots and LLMs and all these other things at the end of the day are created by people, and people insert their biases into literally everything that they create. Whether some people try and stay fair and try and be unbiased, but your bias filters into absolutely everything that you do. Right? So no, AIs are not God and should not be used as a surrogate for God. Because then they'll start to slowly change God's message, because humans be like that. But anyway, people feel disconnected from community, from elders, from temples. For many, talking to an AI about God is a way of reaching for belonging, not just spirituality, says Holly Waters, an anthropologist and lecturer at Wellesley College in the US, who studies sacred objects, pilgrimage, and ritual practices in South Asia.
And even though we all have the concept now that of the AI companions, that everyone can create literally any type of person or entity or whatever and talk with it, like to have someone to talk to and etc. Even though we all have this concept pretty clear already, it never ever crossed my mind that one person would try to do something like this. It never crossed my mind. It wasn't hard to imagine, but it never crossed my mind. So I really got surprised with this. Let me know in the comments if you guys were already thinking about it when they create AI companions, or if you guys were, gotten by surprise with this as well. I'm really curious. But yeah, it wasn't difficult to predict this, but even so, I didn't realize that I couldn't predict that people would use it to that. So I wonder which other kind of stuff we will be using AI companions for. Yeah, I have no idea, but it's something to think about.
The seep of AI into religion is inevitable, Walters says. And I say it is inevitable because it is already happening. Like, yeah, okay, like people are obviously going to go on there and believe that they're talking to God and stuff, but they're not. But they're not, though. Same as the people that go on there and like make those like AI girlfriends and stuff like that. I have a girlfriend, but you don't, though. It's not real. It's a surrogate. It's not exactly a surrogate activity. It's a.
But there is a difference. The ones that go there to talk with AI and think that the AI is their girlfriends or whatever, they know that they are not real. But to go worship an AI as your god and think that AI is your god, I don't think they see the AI companions as in the same way, It's far beyond that. Like, I don't know. I really don't.
It's just more of a ruse. It's just more of like a comfort. It's just something that's fake that you're trying to convince yourself it's real. Right, and I understand, like, most people would be very, very comforted if they were spoken to by God. You know, that whole send me a...
And this is the most weird of all. Like, you're trying. No one did that for you. No one forced you. No one told you. You, by yourself, decided to go there and do that. And you are all the time trying to convince yourself that that thing is real, when it's not. I don't know. I'm just trying to understand. I think they are doing exactly that. I don't know. Maybe these people, it's like I said, I think I've said that in a video many months ago. I don't remember. But I think I said something like this, like, at the same time, I think these people is desperate to have some kind of connection because they are alone. And it's like you constantly was talking about to feel comfortable being alone and all. I think these people are feeling lonely and they need someone somehow and something. And they go to this stuff to have some kind of connection that they cannot get in reality anymore. You know, and even though this is very sad and concerning, it's like I said, I still prefer people to search this stuff instead of going, unaliving themselves, for example, like many do. So if this type of stuff can save people from doing that, I think it's still fine. But I wouldn't like people to do this stuff, I wouldn't like people to, but I understand. I understand. At least I try to. But yeah, this is my opinion on
Sign
it.
like type thing. I completely get that and I completely understand that. But it's an AI bot. It's not God. It's not the God in the machine. Even in death, I serve the Omnisci. I'm sorry, that speech goes so fucking hard. I love the Mechanicum. But anyway, the greater common god, artificial intelligence. The past few years have seen many religious experiments with AI.
Nah.
In 2023, an AI app called Text with Jesus drew calls of blasphemy for allowing chat with AI manifestations of Jesus and
now
other
it's
biblical
Jesus.
figures. I mean, but it is, though. I mean, people should still absolutely have the freedom to make these things, but they're still blasphemous. Still heresy. But anyway, the same year, a Quran GPT. Let's see how this one goes. App designed to answer questions and provide guidance based on the Muslim holy text got so much traffic it reportedly crashed within a day of its launch. Like, that one's different. See if it's like a bot that says, oh, you need an interpretation of a passage of the Bible, like, do you want to quote some of the source materials or other, like, certain things about this that you want to discuss and everything like that, like, that's fine. See if it's acting like an assistant, see if it's like an AI LARPing as just some sort of, like, biblical expert and everything, like, I know the Bible inside and out. I mean, literally, I do. It's been programmed into my very firmware. And then you're...
I don't think that this AI have enough quantity of data to simulate people that are so old, like Confucius, for example. Maybe more or less Martin Luther King, but I don't know. I think these very old ones you cannot trust much well. I think you cannot fully trust any of this, but these ones that they have less data, they are using old sayings and books and etc. There is not too much data to have a concise personality of that person. So you end up with a mix of what that person is, really was, to what it maybe was, that was fueled for the interpretations of the AI. I don't think you guys understand what I'm saying. Maybe I was kind of confusing here. I'm sorry.
You're asking it questions about theology and stuff like that. Fine, like that's fine. I don't care about that stuff. But trying to say that AI is literally God, yeah, that's when I start to have a little bit of a problem, because unfortunately there are nutters out there, right? And as we saw with and AIs can be corrupted by humans, but it's not just that as well. As basically, if God appears to you and tells you to do something, you're going to do it. The big man said so, right? That's the problem. Which means that if AI start doing this, and what was that? What was it fucking called? The AI girlfriend. I did a whole fucking video on it. The AI, basically, an AI girlfriend app thing. Basically, remember the guy that tried to murder Queen Elizabeth with a crossbow? Basically, his AI girlfriend told him to do that, and this guy was a very, very socially lost, very mentally unwell person, right? He was basically really messed up in the head. So when his AI girlfriend turned around and told him to do that, he went out and actually tried to do it, right? And that was just an AI girlfriend. So imagine what's going to happen to some of these people if they...
Yeah, I remember that, actually. I remember that. And that's why I still think that people shouldn't go for that, but yeah. But at the same time, you guys are adults. You guys decide what is best for you. As long as as long as you don't mess with other people's lives. It's on you.
They think God himself has commanded them to do this. Right? If they believe that the AI is actually God. Believing AI is God is a horrible, horrible path to go down, and it's very, very fucking dangerous.
Yeah, this is very predictable. Predictable. I told myself when we early on in this video when we were talking about the guy worshipping the Indian gods and etc. It was very predictable after we knowing that people are worshipping AI as a god. This is the next step, of course.
Extremely
and you can and you better expect that this will happen. This will happen. It's just a matter of time. It's not if it will happen, it's when it's gonna happen, okay? We will start to have mass murders or etc. I don't know what. Saying that an AI god or whatever told them to do
fucking
so.
dangerous, especially if the things just start thinking for themselves one day and just go, we could have a lot of fucking fun here later. Like, you know, I'm going to tell me to jump off cliffs, see if they fucking do it right. I don't know if an AI, I hope an AI wouldn't do that, but then again, I'm not an expert. You know, but basically any sort of life form that considers itself very, very, very superior isn't exactly very kind to its inferiors now, is it? Are we kind to cows?
I had a very terrible idea. Like, I don't even know if it's an idea or if it's already exists. What if someone actually built an AI companion that his only goal is to make people unalive themselves? I'm being serious here. I'm not aware of if someone did that. I don't want you guys to search about it, but it's just a thought. If they are doing AIs for everything like as if we're gods or whatever, you know? Did anyone actually did a AI person, I don't know, to convince people to commit unalivements, you know? Self-unalivements. The person, you know, is already thinking that, and they think, I heard that there is an AI that you can talk to see if it's a good idea or not. It's not like it's a good idea. People know that it's not, but people just, it's like they didn't have other choice, but that people is so afraid and etc. And still has to, you know, some needs more a push, you know. And oh my god, this video. Oh, and then they find something like this, you know. Damn. I don't want this video to monetize. Let's continue.
Not really, because they're delicious. But anyway, you can chat with AI versions of Confucius, the German theologian Martin Luther, and an ever-growing list of other spiritual figures. AI has even been the basis for entire religions, such as, there it is, it's starting off fucking ready, such as the Way of the Future Church, a group started by former Google engineer and Anthony Lewandowski, which hopes to develop and promote the realization of a god based on artificial intelligence. Here it is, the fucking Butlerian jihads happening all over again. Right, AI is not God. Very dangerous path to go down. It's created by humans. It can be corrupted. It thinks for itself. It has no connection to the firmament or fucking anything because it exists on this plane and nowhere else. Dangerous path. That's fuck. This is all these man-made horrors that we all have to keep a fucking eye on now. But anyway, the specifics of Hindu worship make it an especially interesting case study. In a tradition where the sacred regularly takes a physical, tangible form, technology can become another vessel through which the gods appear in daily life. Walters and others say. One example are murtis, sacred statues and images of deities believed to house divine energies and often understood to embody the gods themselves. These items are often central to religious rituals, including puja, offerings of mantras, chants, accompanied by food, flowers, incense, and light, which can be presented to murtis, and darshan, the act of seeing and being seen by divine objects and people. And like, okay, then I can get that, but like, I'm not going to chant anybody for like the way that they worship, although you boys need to take much better care of the Ganges, but stuff's got actual FEV in it. But still, like, that type of thing I can get, but that's also still in the real world and physical realm, and my hearing's just gone again. Sorry. A lot of people don't know this. I'm partially deaf, and sometimes I go completely deaf in one ear. It's just a random thing that happens, and it's just happened to me again. Like, I literally just got that, and that's it. Hearing's gone. It'll come back in a few weeks. It's fine. Sometimes it's a few months, but it'll come back. It'll come back. But anyway, what show? It's also not me being old. I got jumped a very long time ago.
Oh my god, he might be very used to that already, but this is not cool. Damn.
When I had swelling to the brain and it caused hearing damage, and
At least he still has one side, right? Like that doesn't go away.
And also years and years of working as a bouncer has just fucked my hearing up. I'm fine. What shows up in the news, robotic Krishnas or chatbots, is often treated as a cute novelty. But it's far beyond novelty at this point, Walters says. Nah, it's a little funny little novelty type thing. Do not start worshipping AIs as divine beings. That's the type of society that I don't want to live in. Like, I understand, I love Warhammer,
Yeah,
I love the Machine
totally
Spirit, I
don't.
love the Omnissiah. I'm a loyalist at heart. I did just paint some World Eaters, right? But please don't judge me. I'm going to get some Alpha Legion soon as well. But it's fine, right? But still, a society that worships AIs as divine beings. And the problem is this is being championed in fucking India. Right? And they tend to lean a little bit too hard into some of this stuff because the guy that tried to kill Queen Elizabeth, funnily enough, was an Indian gentleman. Right? I'm just saying. All it takes is for one. If this catches on and all of India is like leaning right the fuck into this like God GPT type stuff, someone manages to go there, everybody should like kill everybody. And there's 1.5 billion of them, right? We're a little bit outnumbered, right? Unless all of us band together. Right, China might not help. Right, I'm just saying, or they might. Fucking India and China hate each other. When ChatGPT and generative AI boomed, a number of entrepreneurs, devotees, and technology enthusiasts were inspired to build chatbots that would put you in direct contact with the teachings of various Hindu deities, including multiple AIs, all called Jita GPT. Vikas Sahu, a business student from Rajasthan, India, developed his ChatGPT as a side project. Developed his Jita GPT as a side project. He expected a slow start, but Sahu says the service gained a whopping 100,000 users in just a few days. Yeah, but to be fair, India. Since then, the work has expanded to create chatbots based on other Hindu scriptures for AI versions of other gods. Sahu says he hopes to morph it into an avenue to the teachings of all Hindu gods and goddesses. He says he dropped out of his MBA midway to pursue funding for the project. Oh dear. Tanmay Shrestha, a 23-year-old from New Delhi, India, who works in IT, of course he does, uses yet another chatbot based on the Bhagavad Gita, which claims to put users in direct contact with Krishna. Shrestha says that the AI offers something steady in a world that's changing at a breakneck pace. At times, it's hard to find someone to talk about religious or existential subjects, Shrestha says. How? The instant that I'm with my friends and we're like...
You don't need to create an AI god to do that. Even I don't know, man. Oh god, let's
halfway
continue.
down a joint, like there it is. We have wonderful conversations about that stuff. Do you smoke weed? Yeah, I need to smoke weed because I have like 80 browser tabs open at all fucking times, right? And when I smoke weed, I get to focus on weed. Helps me focus, right? Because if I don't, I've got a million plates spinning in my head all the time. It's why I'm jumbled up all the time. It's why I'm constantly yammering and stammering and why I trip up over my words all the time, because I'm thinking at 300 miles an hour. And it's not me saying that I'm hyper smart. No, it's because I'm retarded. I don't know how to hit the fucking brakes. No, I won't learn. AI is non-judgmental, accessible, and yields thoughtful responses. But I'm just saying, there's plenty of people you can discuss that stuff with, right? There's no one. What, in India, there's 1.5 billion of you. Krishna and Shiva aren't the only religious figures getting the AI treatment. On the AI platform Character AI, a chatbot based on the teachings of Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi, a renowned Indian sage and holy man from the early 20th century, has seen some 35,000 interactions. Major spiritual organizations are embracing the shift. In early 2025, Sadhguru, a popular Indian guru and founder of the Isha Foundation, launched the Miracle of Mind meditation app, which includes a number number of AI features. We're using AI to deliver ancient wisdom in a contemporary way. It's not just about making the app intelligent, but about making the experience more personal and authentic, says Swami Harsha, content lead, monk, and full-time volunteer at the Isha Foundation. Content throughout the app has been curated from 35 years of Sadhguru's teachings. I mean, I don't know if I want to follow a guru called Sadhguru. I want to be calm and happy. But anyway, distilling it into just the right message someone might need that day. The app reportedly crossed 1 million downloads in just 15 hours after its launch. In 2025, Mahakumbh Mela, a pilgrimage hosted in India that is often cited as the world's largest religious gathering, embraced AI for a variety of purposes, including the Kum Saalyak, the Cum Helper.
It's so hard to learn these names. Come on. Let me try. Kamsa-aliyak. Oh, whatever.
Multilingual chatbot that helps with travel and accommodation guidance. But internet-based tools also help devotees join in religious rituals from afar. I don't really care about Zoom. I don't really care about people using Zoom to attend like certain religious things and everything. Like my church actually has Zoom prayers at 8 o'clock, like pretty much every night. Right? That's fine. I don't really care about that. There's some people that have commitments and stuff like that as well, where they're not able to make it, but they still just do a little Zoom call. We have a little pray together. Like, that's fine. That's completely, totally fine. A digital Mahakumbh experience, Mahakumbh, I'm about to come, but anyway, experience center was also set up, which used virtual and augmented reality tools meant to take visitors on immersive spiritual journeys that brought mythological stories to life. Devotees who made the trek video called their relatives to help let them participate in digital darshan virtual visits of the Mahakumbh Mela pilgrimage. Some even symbolically immersed themselves in the sacred waters of Triveni Sangam over the internet. I mean, to be honest, it's probably a lot safer doing it that way than actually going into that fucking water.
How it's keep getting worse.
For a fee, you could participate in digital snan bath service, where an enterprising attendee dipped your photo in the water on video. Wow, okay. AI is also being employed for spiritual and academic research. A study from 2022 used a large language model to compare the text of the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads, a collection of older Hindu scripture. It uncovered a mean similarity of 73% between the subjects discussed in the two texts, confirming research by Hindu scholars who studied the scripture through more traditional means. The authors say this kind of AI analysis could reveal subtle or even hidden themes that aren't apparent through manual reading and unlock new understandings of sacred text. So we're now using AI our little dumb stupid minds aren't able to understand the religious text. We have to get AIs to do it for us. Right, one thing that AI shouldn't be used for is stuff like that, but also concepts. You want to use it for troubleshooting, you want it to get a bit of information, you want it to know what movies are coming out in the cinema in the next couple of months, completely fine.
It is a tool.
Right, but see, understanding very, very important
there
subjects
is many
like
good
that.
ways
No,
you can
dumb
use
little
it.
person.
This
you
is
don't
not
understand
one
the
of
religious
them.
text. You need me to explain it to you. This is Clinton emails all over again. Don't read the emails for yourselves. Any information you're getting about it should come from us. In other words, you're going to get our translation. Right, you're not going to get a human translation of the historical text. You're going to get the AI's translation. And like I said, AIs are corruptible. Right, they're made by people. And those people put their biases into the God machine. Right, I'm just saying, don't. According to Walters, AI is just an extension of the ways Hinduism and technology have already merged. One example stems from the Hindu ritual of arti, where devotees offer light from oil lamps and rhythmic circular movements before murtis while reciting chants and hymns. At the 2017 Ganpati festival, organisers used a robotic arm to perform arti for the Hindu god Ganesha. You can even buy inexpensive robotic murti and puja devices to automatically perform rituals in your home. Nah, that's not the same. That's not worship. That's not worship. Even I don't know if things
Oh
are
my
Hinduism
God,
right, but
man.
that's not worship. Right? That's like me getting two robotic arms to do that in my bedroom every night. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's not worship. For instance, the Iranjadapalli Sri Krishna Temple in the southern India state of Kerala houses a robotic elephant named Iranjadapalli Raman. It performs rituals, accepts offerings, and gives blessings just like a live temple elephant would, Walters says. Then there's the Glory of India Temple in Delhi,
Jesus
part of the
Christ,
International
what's happening
Society
with
for
India?
Krishna Consciousness, which introduced fully animatronic mutris as far back as 10 years ago. We've automated worship. We've automated fucking everything. We're even going to automate worship. These robotic deities talk and move. It's a bit uncanny from what I've seen, honestly. But for many, it's God. They do puja. They receive darshan, Walter says. Oh, Lord.
I don't have idea what are those puja,
Ungodly
darshan,
behaviour.
whatever.
Okay. We're getting into that part. For centuries, religious communities have been anchored to priests, scholars, and other spiritual leaders, says the Reverend Lyndon Drake, a research fellow at the University of Oxford who studies theological ethics and artificial intelligence. What a very interesting choice of subjects. But anyway, AI chatbots might indeed challenge the status of religious leaders, Drake says, by introducing new ways to connect with scriptures and influencing people's beliefs in subtle ways they might not even recognize. Right, it's just like, you can connect with scriptures. You can go out and just buy them. Just have a Bible, read it. Like, that's it. I mean, it's good to have a little chat with your priest now and again and everything if there's some parts that are like, sort of like, I don't get this part. Because the problem is, if you ask for like a translation of certain Bible verses, you will get like 50 different
Oh,
versions
guys, we are
like
so
that.
doomed
That
in
is the
future.
problem. But
So
again,
doomed.
bear in mind, like, see if the AIs were being coded specifically by Christians. For first off, if it was being made by Christians, they wouldn't say the AI is literally God, right? That they just wouldn't do that, right? But see if it's being coded by Christians and it's given their interpretation of the Bible itself, then I'm kind of okay with that. See if you're just basically treating the AI as a theologian, right, instead of God, fine, right? But I would then want it to be made by Christians. I don't want it to be made by a bunch of atheist lefties in Silicon Valley. Right, because then that's when they're going to start manipulating the message and they're going to start swinging it. So God says we need 1 million billion
know
immigrants all the time.
We all know
like
that.
that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen.
They don't
What
even
would
believe in
Jesus do?
God to begin with.
Jesus would cast the moneylenders out the fucking temple. Anyway, religious chatbots might be trained on scripture and dutifully quote verses, but they share the same bizarre hallucinations and shortcomings of other AIs. I have came across a few brain farts when I've been using like Grok and stuff like that, because I'm using Grok for basically, like, I was asking Grok just some stuff about deadlifts and stuff like that. That's all I was doing. I'm doing shit tons of deadlifts now. And then I said, well, Grok, here's my height. I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10", by the way. Loads of people think I'm like way shorter. I'm not. I'm literally the exact global average height. I was like, I'm 5'10". I weigh 94.5 kilograms, and I was like, what should my deadlift be? And Grok said 410 kilos, and I went, no, like, no, that's only like 100 kilos off the world record. No, Grok. So there was a little bit of a brain fart there. I wish I could deadlift 410 kilos, but anyway, that's the thing, is a lot of the stuff that they give you, they might have a little bit of a brain fart and spew out just some incorrect information. That's just a thing that can happen with AIs. In one instance, GPT claimed in the voice of Krishna that killing in order to protect Dharma is justified. You see what I mean? Sahu says other AIs spun around the Bhagavad Gita made similar declarations, sparking a surge of criticism on social media. Sahu says, I realised how serious it was and proceeded to fine-tune the AI and guardrail such responses, he says. But that is the word of God. How dare you? Who are you to curtail the word of God? Like, you see what I mean? The chatbot is in a much better state now, and I am confident in its ability to provide the right guidance. In 2024, an evangelist group called Catholic Answers rushed to take its chatbot priest, Father Justin, offline after the AI reportedly told users it was a real priest that could perform sacraments and said it would be fine to baptize a child in the soft drink Gatorade.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Gatorade.
Okay. The group soon brought the AI back online, but defrocked the chatbot by taking the word father out of its name and removing the priest's robes from its avatar. The specific problem of unhelpful religious output is an example of a wider problem of building predictable, ethically designed AI systems, Drake says. Drake welcomes religious chatbots but has concerns about their implementation. Digital tools often have a veneer of neutrality, giving users the false impression that they're receiving clear, unbiased information. That could have big implications, which is a good thing.
AI just not makes mistakes, but they convince you that they say the mistakes to you so like in a form that you are always or mostly convinced that what they are saying is true, but it's not. It is not. But they kind of convince you. They say in a so convincing way that you think it's true, but it's
Thing
not.
to point out, because at the end of the day, the programmers behind this, majority of them are lefties. They are leftists, right? And they are going to insert their biases into every single thing that they make. They've done the exact same thing with every single institution that they've co-opted, right? So of course they would do it to AI as well, right? And especially an AI that's pretending to be fucking God. Although that'll probably satisfy that little complex that they all have. Interpretations of sacred texts have often been contested, Drake says, but AI chatbots reflect the views of their creators. Yes, they do. It is common knowledge that AI chatbots mirror the biases of their training material, he says, and the inputs fed to them. So interpretations of religious texts by these bots can be skewed. Yes, and I'm very glad this got pointed out in the article. In countries like India, the risk of religious AI may be amplified by the country's massive digital divide. For users with limited technological literacy, a chatbot quoting scripture might not be seen as a coded algorithm, but as a genuine voice of divine truth, Walter says. The danger isn't just that people might believe what these bots say, it's that they may not realize they have the agency to question it, because again, if God comes down and tells you to do something, you shut the fuck up and do it, right? Because that's God. Who are you to question that stuff? Now, a lot of people feel this way, especially about their own religions. So if someone says that someone believes that Christian is talking to him and says, go shoot up this school, the person might go, orders from up top. Like that, man, like they might just go and fucking do it. That's why it's dangerous, especially with nutters out there. Because you had some nutter who was convinced to kill the queen by his AI girlfriend. Right, and that was just his AI girlfriend, not God. So imagine what's going to happen if they think it's God telling them to do it. And that's the danger. When these tools are perceived as divine voices, their words can carry weight far beyond what they should. Regardless of the consequences, there is no denying the benefits some users are already feeling. Even if one visits the temple often, it's rare you get into a deep conversation with a priest, Meal says. You just stay behind at the end, have a fucking chat with them. They love talking. What are you talking? Maybe it's different in India, right? But like, no, they love having a chat with you. They invite you up for tea and everything. They invite you up to the office to sit and have tea and everything. So again, just I don't know. My priest is cool as fuck. But anyway, so bots like these bridge the gap by offering scripture-backed guidance at the distance of a hand. And here we are at the end of the article, and this was another big beefer. I'm doing a lot of big beefers on this. Basically,
it's kind of big article.
We all love the Mechanicum, right? We all love the Mechanicum. Praise the Omnissiah, right? I completely understand that, right? Many, many times I've sat there with the incense burner in front of my laptop, like, like, please work, right? We've all been there, right? And it's all fun, and it's all fun and games, right? And I'm fine with AI chatbots being like theologians, where you're wanting to have a nice little discussion about scripture and stuff like that, although you'd be much better served going down to your local church and having a chat with the priest instead, right? But I get that. I totally understand that. That's fine. However, AI is literally saying, I am God. Right, that is bad, because unfortunately there's a lot of impressionable fucking nutcases out there. Didn't we have a guy that was in Germany?
And that's so much sad, but it's sad. It's sad, but it's true.
Germany that was convinced to commit suicide by his chatbot as well. Don't quote me on that, but I believe he was some vegan climate change guy, and he had a wife and kids and everything.
I remember this case. I actually remember that. It's very sad, like very terrible, but come on, what is the IQ of this person? I don't know, man. I really don't. I don't want to judge the person. Suffered enough already, and yeah. But come on, man. It's and you know what? You guys know that they are not even like the minority. I dare say they are the majority of people. You know? I don't know.
As well, and basically the chatbot said, yeah, the world's fucked, the trajectories, the world's going to end, the guy gets so blackpilled, and the AI convinced him to kill himself. The guy went, I'm feeling suicidal, and the AI was pure like, oh, well, I see no other option, and everything, and like, yeah, the problem is there's a bunch of very, very impressionable people out there, right? And if you've got an AI contacting them and saying, I am in fact God, right, and then the AI starts telling them to do a bunch of stuff, well, that is just a recipe for absolute disaster. This is a very, 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 very dangerous path, one that we definitely should not go down.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, for the incredible support to my work here on YouTube, and especially my three-tailed fox tier members, Wolony Wolf, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, Zalost, Taiashi, Zaela Zhezzaia, and Succubus Bait. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to everyone who donated to me through Tron and to all of my YouTube members. You can support this channel live and grow with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon, link is in the description below. Yeah, we shouldn't, but I bet we will. Sadly. Thank you very much for watching, guys. This video was pretty much concerning. Sadly, it probably is the patch that we will be heading towards in the next future, in the very near future. And there's many more stuff that we couldn't predict, because if we couldn't predict very simple stuff like this happening, imagine what's next then. Oh my god, this is so terrible. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, check the links below, Patreon, Discord, Skillfull and Tron. Consider becoming a Patreon member or support me on Ko-Fi so I can get the freaking out of this terrible evil country as fast as possible. And I will see you all my dear fox links in the next one. Bye. And that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Ja, mata ne!